this time that the suspect was dead before finding him, or did this come as a brand new revelation that you never saw coming before this?
So our reality here is that the search has been extensive, it's been thorough, it's been nonstop since the minute we started speaking with you and long before that. So all of these options are on the table, as we knew. We continue to search locations, in some cases multiple times, and we will have more information about exactly how this went down. We're going to have another briefing tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, and I would please encourage you to think about next steps from your end, information that you would find important. I will say that this is not going to be a long Q&A this evening. We wanted to make sure that we got this information out as fast as possible and as responsible as possible. And what I mean by that is that the time between the notification of the press release and now, there wasn't a lot of details there. There wasn't a lot of details there because we wanted to talk to the victims' families. We wanted to say, this is coming. It's important that they heard that information as close to first as anybody else. And you know who else we called? Was the family of the suspect. And they lost a loved one in this scenario. And there were many of that family that was very cooperative with us throughout. So they deserve that phone call. So we had those conversations tonight before joining you here. We also got a chance to spend some time with the brothers and sisters of law enforcement and our public safety partners that have been so incredibly helpful over the last few days, to say the least.
Any other reaction from the family, sir?
So right here, sir.
Where exactly did you find him, and when exactly did you find him?
So at 7:45 this evening is when Mr. Carter was located. I won't give you an exact address. It was near the river along Androscoggin in Lisbon Falls was the actual location. Ma'am, did you have a question?
Body found from the location where you were.
Ma'am, did you have a question?
When do police think he died?
That all remains to be seen, right? So our reality is that we found that body at 7:45 and it's 10:25 now. So there continues to be a lot of work that needs to be done here at the scene with the medical examiner's office. So there's a much more follow-up to what happened. Sir, did you have a question?
Any indication that he had an accomplice, and how was he found?
I won't be able to answer either one of those questions at this point. Accomplices and things of that nature, we've had no indication of that since the very beginning. But as we've talked about before, these next steps are going to gives us an opportunity to do things as fast as we can, in the sense that we want to provide closure and information, but also slow things down a little bit. Because we need to look at video evidence, we need to look at various pieces of technology that are in play here, in hopes that that gives us some additional information around some of the things that you're going to be
Can you share the reaction from family members, please?
We understand that he was found at the recycling center where he had previously worked. Can you help us understand more? Had you searched previously this recycling center and not found anything? And in addition to that, we understand that possibly he may have recently been fired from this recycling center. Can you answer that?
Yeah, I'm happy to take a look at that information in hopes that I can get that back to you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. That remains to be seen. Again, we have attorney generals that we need to work with and other individuals that are in play here. I'm going to take a couple more questions. Again with the mindset that it's 10 o'clock tonight, and we do want to come back tomorrow morning.
Commissioner? You lifted the shelter in place this afternoon. So by this afternoon, were you just looking for remains? Or, how did you make that decision to lift the shelter in place?
Yeah, sure. So I think that that was an ongoing conversation since the minute we actually put that in place. We knew that was an important decision. Certainly from our perspective, it made complete sense to put that order in place immediately based on the violent nature and the traumatic nature of these crimes. And as things progressed over the next few days, since Wednesday to now, we've had a lot of conversations with various town and city leadership, with the governor's office, with Chief St. Pierre, with business owners, with residents, and we have to have that balancing act of pluses and minuses. And we had that initial surge with those communities, and those communities made perfect sense for an order, and as things tended to slow down, we didn't have any immediate threats, we made the decision to back off that. I would also just want to mention this because a fellow commissioner had asked me to do this, and I could walk out of here forgetting it, but Commissioner Camuso said that, and passed along, that actually that hunting restriction has been lifted as well. So the resident hunting opportunity for tomorrow is open across the state of Maine to include those 4 communities with a lot of phone calls that she would receive around that. But right here, ma'am?
There are reports that he was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Can you confirm that?
Yes, I can confirm that. It's an apparent self-inflicted gunshot.
Commissioner?
Yes, I'm sorry, I just wanted to follow up. You searched that area before, as I understand it. Can you explain why he was only found this other time that you searched this area? Just explain that.
I didn't state that we had searched that
No,
area.
we know,
so-
no,
Chief from the
our
Lisbon Police
reporting,
Department is
our
here, sir.
reporting says that you searched this area before.
Okay.
So just to follow up.
I was there yesterday
As
when they were
we have-
searching,
as
sir.
we have stated in the past, we try to use information that we can confirm one way or the other. So your reporting can say something one way or the other, and that's fine. We can talk about that again tomorrow morning, but I think we're done taking questions for this evening. Thank you very much for your patience.
Yes, we have-
What is it that
Commissioner, what was in the suicide note?